Welcome to Elliott's PT podcast. I'm here to help you find your balance and live your best life guilt-free. I don't believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for health and fitness. We're all different and we need to find out what works for us. I'm passionate about helping people make realistic, long-term lifestyle changes that they will stick to and they will take with them forever. I don't believe in crazy diets or short-term fixes. We all need to live and find a perfect balance in diet and exercise that suits our individual needs. I want to help you find your exercise mojo, feel great and achieve wonderful things. Here is Elliott's PT podcast by Renae Elliott. Hello, and welcome back to Elliott's PT podcast. Today, I am very excited to bring with you a interview today that I did with Donna, who is somebody that I've been seeing for, I'm not sure how long it's been now, but I was feeling a bit lost and I wasn't quite sure where to go with things. And really meeting Donna, she has changed my life. I can't express how much she has changed my life, and she really has brought so much clarity and so much other things, and I'm so grateful that I have we have crossed paths and we have been able to meet. And I really want everybody else to experience what I've had, what I've experienced by meeting with Donna. I was feeling lost. I had noticed that I have put on some weight and it was around my stomach, and that was, I guess, and I'd been going to the naturopath, I'd been going to the doctors, I'm at the age that, possibly menopause next was starting, and I had all of that stuff checked. I was told that my stress was sky high. So then I spent months working on my stress, reducing my stress. And what I thought, I was reducing my stress, and my food is, I understand my food. My food is not perfect, but we don't need to be perfect. My food's pretty good. My exercise is good. I'm very aware of all the things that needed to be done. And I was doing all these things, but I still had this weight, and I was like, there is something else going on that I need to sort out with my body. And I just didn't want to keep carrying it on. And I go and see a naturopath, and she, had recommended for me to go and see Donna, and I did, and I just wanted to work out what my body was holding on to, because I knew there was something else going on with me. I'd been cleared that there was nothing. I'd been cleared that, my bloods were all good and everything else, and I'd been cleared by the doctors, but I knew there was just something that was going on, that I was holding on to this extra kind of weight, and I just didn't want it anymore, and I wanted to shift it. And through that, I met with Donna, and I've been going to see her, and she really has changed my life. So I will shut up now and get straight into the interview with her. But I just really want to express how great she's been for me. And I'm really excited that we are going to have a day at a wellness day at the studio, where we will be able to, Donna is going to do a presentation and show you some of the stuff that she does. So it is something that we are putting out to everybody. So if you would like to be involved, whether you are a current member of Elliott's PT or whether you are just somebody that listens to the podcast, please make sure you message me, and you can be involved in it. And you can be involved whether you come into the studio or you can be involved online. So make sure that you send me a message if you want to be part of it, and then you get to be get to be part of the wellness talk that will be on the 12th of November. Okay, I will lead you straight to our interview with Donna. Today, I am talking to Donna SUTOR from the Global Wellness Academy, and she is the creator of the WISE technique. And I'm very excited to meet with her today and let her share with you everything that she has to offer. So, Donna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I actually created Global Wellness Academy with my husband. We were blessed to set up big gyms back in the day, and before personal training actually took off, we were already into wellness and health. We had a personal journey of infertility for 9 years. which led me to the belief that not everything can be allopathic, which means doctor, fix me. I take no responsibility for how I got there. So through every experience through the IVF, I actually would study something like shiatsu, reflexology, tapping, you name it, I've done it, acupuncture. And I felt they all had merit. I felt they all worked in some way that helped me recover in between in some way to the nervous system, which opened up my mind to, well, what runs that nervous system? And through that study and through my journey, I was so blessed to create, really, because it's mine. But I wouldn't say I own any of it. I've got the wise wisdom from all of the knowledge from thousands of years before me. So if it's, true, it probably came from somebody else. But if it's also something you haven't heard of, I've proven it to work over and over again. So I call it WISE, because WISE means wellness, integration, systems, and education. So my whole mission is put health in your own hands. And I've made it so simple that I can not only help you, but then inspire you enough to want to learn this for yourself. Only if you want it, maybe just for your family. But what about if you've never reached a goal that you really love? I just love setting people on the track to success and seeing their full potential. So people either have a health issue, a wealth issue, or a relationship issue. Let's face it, it's very rare that everyone has all three.
Yeah.
And I just really, WISE is about educating you with that. And you don't have to be a doctor, you don't have to be educated in a certain way. I've actually found ways to teach everyone, even children. So it's really exciting.
Yeah. And so we have, I feel like you are really the missing link to lots of people's health and wellness, different issues. I really feel, and you have, you've worked with me, and you've been working with my children too. So and little Cooper, who suffers anxiety, has been he loves coming to Donna and seeing Donna, and it's actually made such a big difference to him. So how did you discover your WISE technique?
Well, I actually found it through I had a beautiful family. Their last name is Mortars, and they were really the pioneers behind wellness, integrative wellness, saying that the body can heal itself, which went hand in hand for me, and it made a big difference. So the base of WISE, I do accredit them for, and through my experience of studying every culture and what their beliefs were thousands of years old, it's just an integration of both. So I was just blessed to have the foundation of that, which sent me on that journey, and really has opened doors. I've taken it through, my passion is the next generation, like your little boy Cooper and your Charlie, little girl. That's where my passion, because I think we can change the health of mankind. Like that was actually the Mortars motto. And I believe we can. We have to put the health in our hands. Now, we've just had that journey with COVID, and we're all in lockdown. Now, with all the fears and the programming that was going on, what better time to go, well, we know how to calm that nervous system and not, allow this to, create more fear or more havoc in our nervous system. So WISE really was the foundational from that family that gave me that blessing. And I'm really thankful for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's and how it's how does it benefit families? So I guess kind of for people, what is this? What are they talking about? How can it benefit people and families?
Yes. So how it works is you might have a little boy, for example, come home and something has given him anxiety, for instance. And all that means is the program that I can help you clear is the fight, flight, or freeze. It runs from the subconscious that sits at the back of our head here, and it doesn't think or feel that part of the brain. It's like, all of a sudden you become anxious for no reason. So in other words, a bear just jumped in the room, but it didn't really. Yeah. So something that may have happened a long time ago comes up in any given moment. So what I do quietly to the nervous system is to remove the root cause of why that might happen. And then you'll see a change in your child. Now, the best thing then is that the mum then learns how they at least can learn a base of how to keep that nervous system in. What I love mostly about this and over every other modality is that it actually gets it and completely has eradicated that. So you'll see improvement always. Yeah. You'll see it grow and grow and grow. Look, there might be more under the bucket of fear, but we just might need a little bit more support until that is all clear. But everyone in wellness these days are saying, I can clear the root cause, but I believe, because I've literally studied all of it, I believe this one truly eradicates it, then changes the pattern. And with the support then of the mum or the family or the partner, you can continue that. So it's taken a little while to get there, like these little ones. But what I'm excited to say with kiddies is 7, 14, 21, the brain is fully set. So literally the younger you can get your child into this and the younger you can learn this for yourself, we can change those patterns, you know, anywhere 7, 14, 21. Psychologists say up until 7, you're in a hypnotic state. Whatever you say is gospel. We can all attest as adults, right? You'll find yourself parenting the same way as your parents or saying the same things. Now, if that's serving them, well and good. But if it's not and it didn't serve you too well, then maybe we need to check on that, just change the pattern a little bit.
Yeah.
The other benefit is, I'm not sure if you've ever done many therapies or you've tried different things, but we mostly talk. We mostly are telling our story, which is literally staying in the mud. And what I love about this is it's in the quiet. Even if you don't want to say a word, the brain makes no mistake on what's priority. And I just love removing it and creating the difference. You know, it might be just that, oh, I'm sleeping so much better. I'm actually, things that would normally bother me don't bother me anymore. It's very, very exciting. So there's many benefits. You don't have, the passion for me is after clinics of people having something wrong, no different to a medical clinic, I just say, why wait? Let's go and clear and make sure you get to your 100, 1000%. And it's just exciting getting to kiddies because they're 21, they're not 21 yet. We've got time. With us, we've got to go back a bit and, be ready to clear that.
I think like I started going to you and then I think Cooper just came with me once. So I went for myself and then didn't think about how much it could actually benefit.
Yes, well, I just took great advantage of your gorgeous boy on the day because I just picked up that how it could benefit him as well. But yeah, family wise is one of those really. I do workshops or I just have people in clinic, but I love workshops because you really can learn the base of what's called family wise quite easily, and it's not rocket science. I've made it so simple and not made it too hard to learn. And kiddies, I even had an example when my children were little. I was running in the national park and I rolled my ankle, and I was a gymnast years ago and always rolled my ankle, which if you tell your brain that, by the way, you'll always roll your ankle.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was no phone signal. My husband was miles away with my little girl, and I needed my little boy to do the clearing on me so I could walk out of there. We were going to be stuck. It was really hot, and he did, and I walked out of there just fine. And that's when I realized I could pass it on, and I was so excited. So I actually realized that it didn't have to be me. I could actually pass this on quite easily. So exciting. So kiddies can really learn. They do it for fun, it's really, really good. Yeah. And I think if we put our health in our hands.
People, for adults as well, I think sometimes there's these things or these things that are holding us back. And that's why I feel like you're the real missing link that people don't realize is maybe holding them back. And for me, like I didn't think that I had things. I realized through going to you that I had beliefs in things that I didn't really realize were my beliefs. When this was stuff I kind of worked with, I realized I had these thoughts and beliefs and they were holding me back in different parts of my life. So I feel like that us starting to understand that bit more about your understanding yourself and maybe why you're doing things can then carry on to make, and I remember after the first few sessions, I felt like this weight that I didn't know was on my shoulders was lifted.
Yes, lovely. I had the same experience even from the first, just the base of what this was. And what it is those deep-seated beliefs. If we can go down, we generally would get under when you were 7, and often we don't have a recall on that. We don't have a memory of it. But the way, as you know, the system works so well, I don't need to know anything, but you will have the memories pop up and we go and get the root cause together. And a lot of them sit in those belief systems, which were laid down up until 7, 14, 21, locked in under 7, usually I say, but sometimes longer. And we just keep repeating the pattern as well. Yeah. So the beliefs could be, for example, it was really good that you bring this up, because a lot of people may have a money block, for instance, and that actually comes from self-worth and value, nothing to do with money per se. So that comes under, I had one that was, my parents always used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, yeah. So, you know, I just was busy working 4 jobs, always surviving, not understanding that it's much healthier to work on your business, not in it. And, you know, spread the word and give it away and help everyone. And then money just flows. And it's just, you know, just readjusting those and saying it in a different way. Yeah. And we either live in those beliefs in blame, shame, guilt, disempowerment. And we just, once we take that off, that's the lightness you feel, because you've been carrying that, but it really wasn't yours to carry. Sadly, it came from your mum's mum all the way through, and dad's dad bloodlines. And we can break those patterns for our children. We really can. Not break them, but just make sure that they're not carrying anything that's sort of, you know, not theirs to carry.
Definitely. And yeah, like I said, I had things I didn't realize I was holding on to. And that obviously in turn makes me, once I've sorted, it makes me better for my children and for everyone else.
Yes. Well, one of the lovely things as we do in WISE is also the art of conversation. You know, you can sort of, what I love is just the way you say it differently. If you say, I'm always going to, like I said about, I was always doing my ankle. If I believe that, then I would keep doing it. From that experience I had with my child, AJ, who's now 17, he from there I thought, my gosh, I need to clear that ankle so that never happens again. And I did, and I never really had an injury on that ankle. So amazing.
The one of the big things, Cooper, that you did with Cooper, just to give an example, is that he is scared of elevators. So he came in, you'd spoken to him about that. And then when we left your house, I drove straight to the plaza, and I was like, you're going to go in an elevator. And he was a little bit scared, but then he went in an elevator, and we went up and we went down, and he was someone that we wouldn't go in the elevator at all.
Oh, I didn't know you did that. That's exciting.
Yeah, we drove straight to the plaza because I wanted him to see. And then just and so when it, and I spoke to my husband, I said to him, like, when he starts to have a panic about it, again, I said, just remind him that Donna's cleared you of this, like, don't be worried. And Lee actually does that. And we just on a cruise, and he went to go on the cruise, and obviously there's lots of elevators on a cruise ship, and he went to go in, and he had a panic again, and he cried, and he was like, I'm not going in, and he was really quite upset about it. And me and Lee were both reminding him that, we were like, no, Donna's cleared you, you're not feared, and he went back in, and by the end of the cruise he was
going up and down. And the other thing that I'll just help you there, Renae, is if there was a word at the time, like the word might have been calm, then just say, remember the word calm. And if he just says that to himself, and the belly breath. So so if you could just have triggers for a child, remember Donna cleared you of the fear. Well, the last word is fear, so he's still got a little hurdle.
So
so that'll just help you there. But well done. I'm really proud of him. I'm glad to hear of that.
But because he has has so much like faith in you and love for you, that he like trusts you. And as soon as we say that, he's like,
okay, well, my word my name might be the calmer.
Donna is the calm word.
That's so lovely to hear.
And he said to me, I think after the first time
he said something, he says, I want to keep going to Donna. You know, like he said, I want Donna to clear me of all my fears. Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
him.
And
Yeah.
then what we'll do, we'll have him do it. You know, what's amazing is children are so pliable, which is also like it's sort of not good when it's a negative, right? Because they're beautiful little beings and they just like have their antennas out going, this is all truth, you know? So it's really important, the mentors, and thank you for saying that, because it means a lot, because I was on a journey. The big karate school we built from 10 to 500 in a very short space of time was all built with children. And we always believe when really just teaching self-esteem. You know, we're just not having, and even in us as adults, right? We're taking the child within that brain and just taking out any deep-seated beliefs that could stop us going there. So children are, to me, they're such a blessing, because we can also teach them very good things, you know, that aren't going to hold them up in any area.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for saying that. That's so good. Nice of Cooper.
Yeah. So how have you seen clearing like the nervous system of your trauma and toxic negative thoughts? How has it benefited people?
So whether it's from I have an injury, I have a meniscus problem, I have an ACL tear, I've just had a quadruple bypass. Whatever happens, we're going to remove the trauma from it and have the body heal itself. And remove it from, you've just said it, any trauma, toxin, or negative thought patterns that come from those deep-seated beliefs. Now, traumas could be things like, as I said, it can be a physical trauma, but what about your first heartbreak, or the first time you've experienced death in the family, or even a pet dying for a child? These are actually, we've worked out in the nervous system, as great as a car hitting a tree. So that's actually how the nervous system relates to it. So I'm actually going in, making sure nothing's going to first take you out and keep you as healthy as. It's not all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I have a lump in my breast. It didn't just happen. It was the build up of that. And this is why I say prevention's better than cure. Put your health in your own hands. You know, like, I mean, I don't know if you've been anywhere. I haven't, but I do deal with a lot of clients that, they're at a hospital ER emergency for all day waiting to see someone. So how it's getting now, we really only want you ever to use allopathic, which means emergency, if it's life-threatening. And yes, we'll integrate. I'm not anti either, but I say your body can heal itself, and let's not wait to be broken.
Exactly.
I believe it's in your traumas. The toxins can come through, your environment, what you're eating. We're certainly not as wonderful soil as we had years ago. So we might need a bit of assistance, and our lovely naturopaths and everyone are really all part of this. We've all got to hold each other hands and speak the same language. And the negative thought patterns come from the beliefs. So that's trauma, toxin, or negative thought. But all the things that come in, it's benefited everything. I believe you could say, have you worked with PTS? Yes. Have you worked with depression? Yes. Have you worked with Alzheimer's? Yes. I really haven't had anything that I haven't touched yet and haven't seen the improvement. And that's what I said. If it's not from somewhere I've got it, I've proven it that it's worked before. Yeah. What I have found though, Renae, is it's taken a little while to get there. So people are looking for, oh, good, fix me. I'm not your girl, because it's not my responsibility to fix you. I don't know how much is in there. And I can't say until we start working together just how much is there. And I don't need to know, but I do need to know that they're going to be a team with me. So I'll give an example. If someone was an alcoholic, say, and I said, please just have one cupful less per night, just while we, detox your system a little bit, and they're off, in the pantry drinking. Well, it's I know very early that's not going to work, because the body will tell me what's really going on. Yeah. So the nervous system doesn't lie, So
very true.
I've learned they have to be a team with me, and if they're not ready, that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, they'll come back when they are. What do you say to people who are skeptical?
Again, I've probably just covered it. If they're not ready, it's okay. There's plenty of people who are. The world, if any time after COVID was ready, they're ready now. You know, and I was so blessed. I actually took this to Dubai. I've put it in every facet. You know, I've had, you know, people in wheelchairs. I've had, you know, people that are sporting people have had injuries or just going for goals. I've had, bless the, you know, the Arab community, or Indians, they have like 16 people under one roof. They don't have the, you know, the older generations that get put in homes in our Western society. They actually take care of them. And so you've got 16 people, and they were, you know, ringing me for help. And this is where I also learned I could pass it on, saying, my mother's fallen to the ground, help, putting me on FaceTime. Okay, let me show you what to do. Sitting up in the chair, blood pressure perfect. By the time the ambulance come, they don't need to take her away, and we've got her back to normal. So really exciting. So I don't actually, I haven't had anything I haven't touched, to be honest. Yeah, whether it's just anxiety or whether it's a child scared of something or a fear. So one of the things I'll just come back to is what you mentioned about Cooper. I had a great fear since Jaws of sharks, and my husband was a diver, and so I actually taught Wayne, and my husband, and I got him to clear me, and I can dive with sharks. We actually seek diving, you know, with sharks quite a lot, and it's such a blessing. And that's when I also realized it could clear fears, and it could clear, you know, I've sort of, from personal experience, I've had a lot of same things happen.
It is funny how little kids get, well, with Cooper, with the elevator thing, that came because somebody, like, he's never been stuck. That came because somebody told him that they got stuck in an elevator.
There you go. So that goes to the programming that everything is true. And you know, it does worry me. We run a youth program, my husband and I, and it does worry me with all the digital these days, because you know, they can't unsee things, and then there's lots of that feedback. So you know, there's lots I can teach through the family wise, you know, that little things we can change about that, and help their little brains process. So it can be just simply by being told, not necessarily having an experience.
Well, that was his, and he's like created this, well, he had this big fear, and it was like very frustrating. Very frustrating for us, but we couldn't really, and you know, we couldn't really understand where it came from. But it was just because somebody told him that they got stuck in an elevator.
Bless him. Oh well, I'm glad we did magic on the bed. Wonderful.
He doesn't have that fear anymore. So we're going to do a workshop at the studio here.
Yes, I'm really excited. So on the 12th, Saturday, the 12th of November at 9 o'clock, I'm really excited. And I'm just going to share a lot more about it. I'll do a bit of a presentation on it so they can relate it to pictures as well. And I'll give lots of examples. And if Coop's there, I can use him as an example and yourself. And it's really interactive, so they can learn a little bit how it works. And, you know, I've come back from overseas where I had big stages where I am used to doing big presentations and running workshops. I've gone back into clinic just while I train more people in Australia so we can be everywhere. And really excited to be there on Saturday the 12th. I hope everyone can come and learn more.
Yes, so hope I will. We're putting it out to people because I feel so grateful that I've met you, and you've already made a big change in my life, and I feel more empowered and stronger about more things than I didn't know I needed to be stronger in. But it's been amazing, and I feel that it is really a missing link for everyone's health and wellness, and I feel everybody should you know, like you said, take charge of their own
and learn it for themselves. And one of the things which I love about your Elliott's personal training is your values and mission is the same. We both agree. I usually align and collaborate with companies that we are one. We're speaking the same language. Mine's inside out, yours is inside out as well. And I don't believe in one size fits all. And I believe in passing the tools on so that they can continue to do it like you do. You know, you don't necessarily need the client to stay with you forever, but, you know, it's really, really important that we empower each other and pull each other up and collaborate and pass it on. You know, I think what's the point of waiting till you're broken and having to wait for an appointment for anyone to,
I know, be on top of it before it
gets... So we align really beautifully, and I thank you for the opportunity as well. So really excited about Saturday.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone can come.
Yes. Well, they'll be missing out if they don't. Is there anything you want to say before we finish?
Just that, even if you're slightly skeptical or you're slightly open, just come. And even if you learn one thing, that you can go home and change that, the trajectory of where you're going in your health, your wealth, or relationship. I always say just be open and not close, that because that's running beliefs that, if you're slightly getting inspired here today, come, because there's little things that can help, just a simple things as well. Yeah.
The other thing I should have said before is we did a couple of sessions over Zoom just because of timings and stuff. And I was a bit skeptical about Zoom, and it was actually amazing.
Yeah, so bless you. Thank you for bringing that up. Well, I thank COVID, if I'm allowed to say that, for that, because I came back when COVID happened, and I'd planned to be going back to Dubai, and I work with big companies as their wellness coach, and integrate into many companies. And I actually had to say, because I wasn't willing to travel while it was going on, I actually had to say, look, I'd like to take this online, and if you don't feel you have the same benefit, then we will end our contracts. And I was quite willing to do that. And it worked powerfully well. And to the point, I didn't miss a beat. Like, they're still looking, I'm still have consultancies to them, or I'm consulting to them. And it does work as powerfully. In fact, I teach people, Renae, everywhere in the world, wise, only through Zoom, never have met me in person or seen me or whatever. So, it's the way the world is going. And I even encourage through business or anyone I'm coaching, we have to learn to work on it, not in it, and spread the word. It's really, really, it's about empowering others and giving back as well, so if you can't come in person and you can't ever do that, you know what? As you've experienced, I'm not sure if you've experienced this, but like in the communities that have 16 people, we eventually taught one person in every home how they could clear their own families and change it. So you could call me and say, hey, I need to treat Coop, and you don't necessarily have to understand what we're doing, but we can still clear. And then eventually you might like to learn more. Yeah, so good point. Yes, Zoom works perfectly.
Yeah, it's really good. It was really good on the times that we did it.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to Saturday.
Yes, I'm excited. The opportunity. And I'm excited that for more of my people, I guess, to hear. And, obviously I've had a massive benefit. So I hope that, more people can see.
Oh, I'm grateful. Thank you, Renae. Have a great day. And I'll see you Saturday at 9 a.m. The 11th of November.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Elliott's PT podcast. I hope you have been able to find this information of use to you. If you know someone who might enjoy this podcast, please share it with them and ensure that you subscribe so you can be the first to know when new podcasts are released. If you have the time to leave a 5-star review, that would be amazing and it would be greatly appreciated. If you do so, please screenshot and share onto any of our socials and tag us. Then email the screenshot to hello@elliotspt.com and we will send you a free gift to your inbox. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day. Speak soon.